Hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide Friday Live this Friday, the 1st of December. And yes, it's the first day of summer, and so I thought I would dress appropriately, even though it's very overcast and cloudy where I am on Victoria's surf coast. Let's get straight into it. I want to go through a few things today that are just sort of looking at the progress this far and making sure that you're in touch with the documents that are going to be able to guide you to success. And one of those is Tanya's walkthrough guide. So to find Tanya's walkthrough guide, you would have, here we are on our homepage. Here at the top, just under the home tab for the homepage, there are Tanya's announcements. And this is where you would find all of the things that are going to help you guide your way through. So here in week one, where it says week one is on the go, this is where you'll find that guide to the first half of the teaching period. It's a guide to weeks 1 to 6. If we go back, there was another important document that Tanya had mentioned, and it's here in the Collaborate update, or the resources for the first Collaborate session. And if you clicked here, these are where Tanya's provided the links for where you can access the Collaborate sessions. But also here, there are some supporting resources that you would need that will be very helpful to you if you're participating in or attending the Collaborate sessions. So you might want this document here as well, Collaborate session supporting resources. I'm going to have a closer look at that now, actually. Not the supporting resources, but that other one, the guide from weeks 1 to 6. I'm going to go into, let's say, group 20. And you'll recognize this is how our groups look. If you go to our group discussions homepage, and I've got these first 5 tabs pinned, first 5 discussions pinned to the top here, because these are the ones that I'm hoping that you're using frequently, because you need to have access and be asking questions in these Assessment 1, Assessment 2, and Assessment 3. This is the best place to ask your questions about these assessments. But also the rest of the discussions are here as well. And they're not pinned, but they're, as each one is responded to, the most recent one that's responded to will float to the top. So you can see someone's posted in the week 2 discussion, and so that's floated to the top, but people are also posting in the other discussions as well. So in the assignment 2 discussion, because hopefully that's where your mind is at the moment, you're thinking about assignment 2, and that's what our current Collaborate sessions are on, assignment 2. Click here on assignment 2, and this is where I've provided that document that I was talking about, Tanya's guide to the first 6 weeks. The reason why this document is important, because it is, let me just increase that a little bit in size. It's important because it provides you with a step-by-step guide to help you know what you should be at and what you should be focused on each week. So you can see here, Tanya's got a contents page, and in each week's contents page, she's itemized the different areas that are where you need to have your focus. And you'll note that assignment preparation appears in each one. So in week 2, we're already talking about preparation for assignment 3. In week 3, we're also talking about assignment 3. But now in week 4, the focus is broadened. So assignment 1, the first online quiz, is available, and you should have already completed that or be completing it very soon, before Sunday at least. And of course, assignment 2, which is what I've been focusing on last week, and I'm going to have a look again at today, assignment 2. But even in week 4, you still need to be thinking about assignment 3. Let's go and have a look at what Tanya wants us to be thinking about in assignment 3 already here in week 4, when it's not due until next year, in fact. So page 15. I'm going to scroll down to page 15. How far away am I getting close? Look, here we are at week 4. This isn't page 15 yet, but this is what this is our current week, week 4, and this is the check-in, and this is a reminder what you should be doing every week. Checking in the discussion boards, checking your Canvas inbox, your student email, the learning group announcements, and the whole unit announcements. Actually, I don't make any learning group announcements, so you might be checking those, but you won't find any announcements probably there, not at least from me. But Tanya's whole unit announcements, it's worth checking as well. So this is the sort of communications areas that you need to be checking every week. And this is the week for these are the week 4 modules that you'll be working through. And here we are at assignment preparation. So Tanya's provided some guidance on preparing for the assignment 1 quiz. If you scroll down, Tanya's providing guidance on assignment 2. And this week, the focus is on Tanya's focusing on the case study correspondence, and that's something that I'm going to show you in a bit more detail shortly. But even assignment 3, Tanya's also asking you to be thinking about your write-up of assignment 3, because you need to be evaluating your progress even now as you're moving through the units, because in the assignment 3 essay, you're writing about your progress. So you may even want to consider writing a very rudimentary journal. In week 1, I had no idea what I was doing. In week 2, I felt the same. In week 3, maybe things started to make a bit more sense and you were feeling more comfortable. But then talk more about that. And then in week 4, how are you feeling now? And it's talking about these specific areas. So how's your time management improved from week 1 until now? How's your learning and communicating online improved? Like, were you initially a bit stand back-ish from the discussions, and now you're using the discussion boards more? If you're doing that, why has that happened? This is what we want you to talk about in your assignment 3 essay. And of course, your academic self-efficacy, that's your belief in yourself to be able to complete academic writing and research and write-ups, anything to do with your studies, in fact. So is your belief in yourself improving, or has it been shattered? If it's been shattered, are you picking up the pieces? And if so, how is that being done? Are you getting guidance from myself in the discussions? Are you feeling supported by your colleagues in the discussions? How is this changing from week to week? This is why you want to be thinking about assignment 3 even now in week 4, because you're going to be writing about how you've developed, what your progress has been along the way. So you won't be writing a journal entry as your assignment 3 essay, but you do need to talk about the reasons why you have progressed or why you haven't progressed. And you need to support that with evidence, with literature, and we'll talk more about that later. But at the moment, just a rudimentary journal, perhaps, of your feeling in the moment about where you are in these 3 areas: academic self-efficacy, time management, and learning and communicating online. Well, and those 2 other areas as well, your unit goal and your course goal, because we want you to be developing all of these areas, and then talk about whether you were able to develop in those areas in your assignment 3 essay. Have I talked about that enough? Probably have. All right, let's move on to my next topic there, which is discussion board tactics. So in the discussions, let me go back to the main discussions here. So you'll see that these are the discussions, and this is where people are talking. So, for example, in the week 4 discussion, it's about communication registers, and it's asking you to submit an example of communication that you may have come across. That might be an email, or it might be a handwritten note. It might be an SMS. Or it could be social media communication that you've had with somebody. So you want to find an example of communication that you've experienced, take away the any identifying names or of organizations, and then discuss that that piece of communication. And the areas that you want to discuss are you want to discuss the register. I've provided some assistance here. You want to discuss the register. Is it a casual register or a formal register of the communication? You want to talk about any spoken or unspoken messages that are in that communication, and also the strengths and weaknesses of that communication. So I've provided an additional reading here to Brown. If you click on this link here, that'll open up the Brown reading. It's very short. It's actually just it's from a book, but I've just provided the one page from the book. And it's this section here, this page here, discourse styles. And it talks about the different sort of styles in language and language register, and that might be useful for you to have a read of that and maybe even cite and reference it if you found it useful. And then here is some questions that you might like to ask, and these are what I would call prompts to get you thinking about how you can analyze and evaluate that communication that you're talking about. Now, why is that important? In assignment 2, Part 2, you are evaluating a piece of communication. So can you see the direct relationship? Sorry, I'm scrolling while I'm talking. Can you see that direct and strategic relationship between the assignment for discussion and Part 2 of assignment 2, where you need to analyze and evaluate a piece of communication? So why not practice responding to that assignment 2 case study? Will practice the way that you would do it. Use this piece of communication that you found, your piece of personal communication, but respond to that and write that up in your post in the same way that you might do that in your assignment 2 write-up, because then you can get feedback on your actual academic writing. I mean, that's the strategy between the discussions and the assignments. You're using the discussions to become familiar, to practice, because your discussions aren't getting assessed. We're not grading you on your discussion board ability, and that's probably why a lot of people don't participate in the discussions, because they don't see them as valuable. But actually, they're incredibly valuable because they're an opportunity to test your knowledge and to practice your academic writing in a safe place where you don't have to worry about it. Well, a lot of people worry about what other people think, but if you can get past that, stop worrying about what your fellow students think about what you're writing, but get your writing into the discussion board so I can then provide you with some authentic feedback and guidance that will help you with your write-up of the assignments. Alrighty, so just finally, they're my discussion board tactics. Finally on my agenda is the assignment progress check, and I'm going to quickly take you into, well, just before I go to the library, I just want to mention that here in the discussions, I've been posting my Friday live posts, which is what you're watching today, and it's at the top of each week's discussion. I usually post it on a Friday of that week. Here it is here. I've changed it to a blue background so that it's clear. I'm also put a link here to my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch all of those videos in a row, you just open link in new tab. You can go to my YouTube channel, and here are those first 3 videos that I've already recorded. And the one that I'm posting today will turn up here later today, and you'll be able to watch that as well. Don't leave this until week 6 to start watching all of these, because it's much easier to scaffold your knowledge. Like watch these weekly as you go, and then your knowledge and your abilities will develop in a natural, sustained fashion, rather than trying to do them all, cover everything in one weekend, which is what people often try and do with their essays and with their assignments. They leave it to the last day, and then they're trying to take on hours and hours of knowledge, days and days of knowledge in a very short period. And that's just not fair on yourself, because you're not giving yourself the best chance. So try it every week. Dedicate time. You're supposed to be dedicating 10 hours a week. Try and dedicate time at least to watching these videos, which guide you towards successful completion of the assignments. Now into Academic Writer. During the week, someone had an issue with Academic Writer. They weren't able to log into it. It was saying that their membership had expired. I've had that problem as well. So the way you need to go into Academic Writer is via the library website, because that way the library, there's code in the HTML that connects you in. So it's like going through the library opens the door for you to Academic Writer. So let's go into the library and now scroll down to Academic Writer. We've got now formed that connection because we're going in through this link here. Click on the link to Academic Writer. And up here, you'll see it's not currently logged in because it doesn't have my name here. If we click on Welcome and then click on Login, if you bookmark this page, it won't work properly for you. You do need to go through the library to access this page. Even though it will let you log in, it will say that you're logged in, but your session has expired. Okay, I'm just going to click on Login to log in here now. And what I want to show you is where you could be up to if you'd been following along with my video series. Go to my papers, and you'll see that we've already started the reflective essay here. Assignment 3, reflective essay. Go and watch my video. You'll see how to get this going. And we've also put in an in-text citation. I'm not going to go through that all with you now, but I just want to show you that this is where you could be up to. You could have your assignment 3 reflective essay started, having written your introduction, and now we're in assignment 2. We're working on that now. We've started assignment 2, and this week, I suggest you could be, if you've already worked last week on the ethical issue and the stakeholders, if you've written that paragraph up or written a draft of it, well, then this week you could be writing your draft for the communication review. Once you've done that, you've already got half of assignment 2 completed, and you only have 2 sections to go. So try and do each of these weekly, and that'll cut down the stress that some of you might be feeling because you feel like you don't have enough time. Because if you stack all this up and just keep putting them off, it's just going to create a bottleneck in a few weeks' time when you really need to hand it in. Alrighty, so that's probably enough from me. That's just trying to ensure that we're sort of on track, and just letting you know where some of those resources are. So today I showed you about navigating to success. That was showing you Tanya's guide. We did a bit of a walkthrough there. I also showed you some discussion board tactics. And finally, we did a quick assignment progress check in Academic Writer that showed that you could have your introduction to assignment 3 done, but you could also be working on assignment 2 and have part 1 completed and part 2 completed, at least drafts completed right now. Or at least by the end of this coming weekend. See how you go. Thanks for joining me today on Friday Live. Look forward to your questions in the discussion boards. Bye for now. Where's that button? Here it is. Bye for now. Oh, happy start of summer. See you later.